that's what's happened in the first ODI. Afghanistan went on to win that by 30 runs. It's just about the quantum of runs on the board. Afghanistan got 292 in their 50 overs. Mohammad Shah top scoring with 78. Mohammad Shahzad contributing with 43. Wu Ali getting a handy half century as well. And then Rashid Khan spun his web around the Irish batters, 4 for 48 for him. Mohammad Zakran picked up 4 as well. Thompson to continue though.
Seems a very, very compact bat. Playing it close to the body, playing it as late as possible. He's got all the makings of a fine top-order cricketer, top-order bat especially. With more matches coming in under his belt, more experience, he'll know how to convert these 50s to big hundreds. Of course, with more of day's cricket coming in or one-day format, these matches will do a world of good to these Afghanistan batters.
And Anjum, interestingly, for a side that's so full of stroke makers, people who like to go for their shots, and generally there's the predominant use of the bottom hand in shots that most batsmen play. Rahmat Shah is one clear exception to the rule. He's a clean striker of the ball, but more orthodox.
Yeah, you say orthodox now because there's so much of T20 cricket which is played, and you use the bottom hand and you're ready to play the ball pitched on the offside to the onside, much against what the coaches in almost 2 decades back would say, oh, that's a terrible shot. Not this, but the discussion that we're having. Playing the ball not on its merit, but and that's why we use the word called orthodox, that Rahmat Shah or Satran seem to be more orthodox batters.
Just as you said that, there was a hoik that was very uncharacteristic of Rahmat Shah. He gets a single all right, but not typical textbook shot.
But I always feel, Raman, cricket is played in a similar manner around the world. It's just the way you approach the format that's different. Technique has to be predominant for you to succeed at the international level consistently and to have a longish career. It cannot be that a child walks into the academy and he says, I'm just going to learn how to hit a 6 and not play a defensive shot. It's still predominantly played the way our seniors played the game. It's still predominantly played the similar manner in which present cricketers learn the game. It's just the approach of the format that really brings about the difference. And a biggest factor, I feel, fitness levels.
Time, Anjum, I get a feeling that there's natural talent and a natural ability that coaches have learned now not to curb. So 145 for 2 at the end of that over. Current partnership worth 51 runs of 68 balls. Stanik Zai on 16, Rahmat Shah on 37. He's contributed 33 to the partnership as well. 23 overs still to come.
هغه موټر سایکلټ چې یو تون بار ماهي پرته خېژوي رښتیا چې د بیرنج موټر سایکلټ غښتلی ښکلی او ستاندرد جوړ شوی د غم لرې کبر او د خوشحالیو راوستل یوازې او یوازې د بیرنج له موټر سایکلټ سره.
Paul Sterling regularly mixing things up. He's bowled off breaks earlier, then switched to bowling leg breaks, and then he's choosing what to bowl to which batsman. For the moment though, it's Rahmat Shah on strike. That's a leg break to Rahmat Shah. problem is when you're not a regular bowler and you're trying to mix things up every delivery, you're always going to have problems with control.
But it's also nice to have Paul Sterling bowl in these overs. The previous match he missed out. He just bowled 2 or 3 overs.
Yeah, it's okay.
This time it seems wide being signalled. It seems that if he continues giving away just 3 or 4 runs in an over, Porterfield might be tempted to bring him on for more.
Hands, double hands, done.
And Loosener here and there is bound to come in. And he's probably looking for that extra bit of concentration lapse that might happen from either of these two in order to dominate the bowling of Paul Sterling.
Yes, but these are quiet middle overs that Ireland are slipping in. Haven't seen a boundary come by in the last 3 or 4 overs.
It's a nice field setting for Paul Sterling as well. He's got protection all round. Especially for a back bowler, even if he's pitched short, he's got the cover on either sides, off and the on, which will just give him a little bit of extra confidence to give the ball a bit of the air. He's got long on, long off, pretty straighter. He's got a wide-ish mid-wicket on the onside and an extra cover on the off. So he's got 4 fielders in front of the wicket protecting those boundaries.
Ill afford to do is drop it short. He keeps it at that length, that's perfect. And another good over has come to an end, only 3 off it. 148 for 2 after 28. Giving it the charge, Stanexai. It's only a matter of time before we see the Afghan captain really go for those big shots. He likes to get on with things.
Yeah, that's the reason he's also calling for another change of bat. Just feel the previous ball that he played, it hit him right at the toe end of the bat. So you need a change of that stick.
Haven't seen a big knock from Asghar Stanexai in this series so far. Will today be the day that the captain turns the tide?
17 dots in his 17, Asghar Stanexai. In stark contrast to his form of batting, there's not a single boundary, not a single 6 in that 17.
In the gap, it'll just be a single. The difference for Ireland today is that they've bowled to their field. And the game plan has been to restrict, not just to take wickets. The surface isn't very helpful for their fast bowlers, so what they've tried to do is eliminate the boundary balls. The length's been good as well.
Top
150 on the board for Afghanistan in the 29th over. This third 50 of the innings, taking 69 deliveries, so it's been the slowest 50 of the 3 that they've got so far. The first 50 came of just 43 deliveries, the second of 60. And the third then taking more than that, 68.
was being used by Porterfield and rotated well. Much better length now. They've been impressive. It's taken them a while to realize what kind of surface they're playing on, Ireland. They've been hitting short of lengths, really up to the bat. But this is the real first game inclusive of the T20s that we've seen. And they've found their pot of gold, the Irish bowlers.
That's short, and it's going to be punished for Asghar Stanigzai, the captain of Afghanistan. That's his first boundary of the innings, and that ends over number 29 as well. It's 154 for 2.
And straight away the reaction from Thompson, hands on his face, knew exactly that he had committed a crime in terms of pitching the ball short and offering a free one to Stanigzai to free his arms.
नवी टेक्नोलॉजी लप्राई मोबाइल सराब आजमाए प्रोसेसर 1.3 क्वाड को 1 GB RAM 18 GB हाफिजा शातनई कैमरा 8 मेगापिक्सल मखनई कैमरा 15 मेगापिक्सल the 2 SIM कार्टूनो दरलुदुन गए प्राइम.
And of course Rahmat Shah is on 39.